Hello, my name is Katie Norton and I'm the facilities manager at the City of Battle Creek. You may recall my previous video when I introduced the City Hall Facilities Department. I'm going to start this video with a brief history of Battle Creek City Hall. It has historical significance as the home of city government for the last 107 years. It has architectural importance as a key landmark of the neoclassical style in southern Michigan. And it was a major work of predominant Battle Creek architect Ernest W. Arnold. Local contractor Cern B. Cole constructed the building and completed it in time for the first commission meeting in the chambers on November 1st of 1914. Battle Creek City Hall was added to the U.S. Department of Interior's National Register of Historic Places in April of 1984. Today, I'm going to talk about projects at City Hall that are good candidates for the American Rescue Plan funding. The first project is the City Hall Terracotta pediment facade replacement. This project is currently underway. In the summer of 2017, as you can see in picture number 1, a corner piece of one of the pediments on the east end separated from the building. And then during a stabilization effort, it actually fell. It was 750 pounds and it damaged a window and limestone bricks on that side of the building. In picture number 2, you can see the steel support beam I've highlighted was extensively damaged from water and corrosion. So once we discovered water and corrosion was the culprit, we hired the engineering firm WJE to conduct an entire facade assessment of the outside of City Hall. And it was determined that all 3 pediments needed to be replaced. We then hired the restoration company Grunwell Cachero, and they have extensive historic terracotta experience. So they worked really closely with WJE to come up with a plan for replacement options for the 3 terracotta pediments. In picture number 3, you can see when they removed one of the corners from the south end that it came off in pieces. So it just further exemplifies that all the terracotta needs replaced and is damaged. In picture number 4, when we remove that south corner piece, you can see more of the steel support beams. I highlighted the areas that are extensively corroded. Our organization has an obligation to the citizens of Battle Creek and the U.S. Department of Interiors to maintain this historic building to the best of our ability. The COVID-19 pandemic has placed a significant strain on the completion of this project. This project was slated to start in this construction season in the spring, because typically it takes around 36 weeks to fabricate all new terracotta, and that's pretty much what we planned for. But unfortunately, given the pandemic, the terracotta manufacturer had a hard time staying open and staffed during this whole mess. So it has delayed our project by an entire construction season. This project needs to be completed not only for the beautification of this historic building, but for the safety of the Battle Creek citizens and our staff that visit daily. In order to stay on schedule, we will need final funding to finish the project to completion in the 2022 construction season. The next project is that we are proposing is the City Hall retaining wall replacement. In the spring of 2017, I started this project before the terracotta section fell from the building. That was my priority at the time. The Historic District Commission decided they wanted the wall replaced how it looks historically. And the original wall was not built to accommodate irrigation. So the dry well behind the wall was filled with sediment from too much water, causing the wall to crumble from the freeze-thaw process. In picture number 1, you can see the section of wall that I took a picture of in the start of our project, and number 2 is where that section of wall is today. You can see that it is quickly deteriorating from erosion. Picture number 3 is how we replace the wall and add a drainage system connecting to the storm sewer. Given the historic significance of the wall and the danger to the public from the crumbling concrete into the pedestrian sidewalk, the city recommends this project for ARPA funding. The next project I'm proposing is a project we started in the fall of 2016. It's a first floor and south entrance modification project. We started this in an effort to provide better service to our citizens and security for the staff. A special task group of employees conducted several surveys to solve this first floor layout problem. City Hall's current main entrance, as you can see in the top picture there, is not conducive to traffic flow, safety, and access security control. People get lost and confused as soon as they walk through the door. And then in the other picture, the payment and utility windows are confusing and leave the citizens frustrated when they visit because they're unsure where to go. When we conducted the surveys, both the employees and the citizens found a solution and concluded that we should turn the original grand entrance and the south face of the building back into the public entrance. To accommodate this, we would need to redesign the layout of the parking lot and build a wheelchair ramp to better accommodate our visitors with disabilities. We also included a built-in security information desk so that we have someone to greet you as soon as you enter the building. Along with this redesign, we also took the treasurer's suite and conceptually remodeled to better accommodate the guests and keep our staff safe. In picture number 1, you can see the current space. The layout makes the space, underutilized. There's a lot of space that's not used. The payment clerks and citizens have a hard time hearing each other because of the open window hallway, and that leads to frustration. Picture number 2 and 3 shows the design that brings the citizens inside in an inviting atmosphere and moves them from the echoed hallway. The barrier glass keeps the employees safe for this cash environment as well. And picture number 4 shows 5 workstations, which allows for a one-stop shop for the treasurer and utility billing inquiries. This eliminates that confusion people feel when conducting business with both of those departments. In the time since we started that project, there have been other needs identified in addition to the ones already mentioned. Since the pandemic and the presidential election, we have learned that the clerk's office also needs a revamp of their space, similar to the overhaul we have planned for the treasurer's suite. We have not yet designed that space, but the current layout is not conducive to helping Battle Creek citizens with their needs. So we'd like to change that. In order to accommodate some language barrier difficulties with some of our citizens, we would like to include 2 information payment kiosks in multiple languages. Other additions are listed here that are required to make this design functional and inviting. These new designs will provide more accessibility, will be customer friendly, will be easier to navigate for our citizens, and provide safety for our staff. This project is recommended for ARPA funding so that we can better serve our citizens of Battle Creek. I've created a couple videos so you can get a better feel for what the projects look like and how they'll be implemented.
All of these projects at City Hall are interconnected. Once we are able to fix the facade and the 3 pediments, We then can move on to the replacement of the retaining wall. Once the retaining wall is fixed and safe to walk down to our nice park and pedestrian sidewalk, we can then build a more inviting, welcoming entrance to City Hall. Imagine entering City Hall through the original grand entrance, where you are greeted by a friendly face, where you can ask for directions and information, and you have access to the most visited city services, such as the clerk's office, and then across the hall to our treasurer's suite.
Thank you for listening to my presentation today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to making City Hall the best it possibly can be.